Hey guys, so I thought I'd just make this quick video going over my entire sales philosophy and how I was able to go from not being able to close $100 one-time setup costs to now charging anywhere between $3,000 to $8,000 per month and closing at around 40 to 50%. And I will be honest, it really is from understanding the process I'm going to talk about in this video. Now this will be the first part. There will be additional steps, but I'll cover that in other videos. But what I want to do here is really give the high level framework, but also the nuances, the details that nobody actually speaks about, but that can really either make or break an entire sales process. Because if you mess up on the small things that I'm going to talk about now, it could be costing you deals every single day. And if you're not closing as many deals as you want to be closing now, it's most likely because there's something here isn't being followed. So I'm going to go through that quickly. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Ethan Welby. Firstly, co-founder of Agency Growth Partner. We help established marketing agencies increase revenue by 100K a month within 6 to 9 months. And if you want more information on how we do this, check the link in the description. So to start with, I must give credit where it's due. I learned this philosophy, or the foundation of this understanding from Sam Ovens. Right? He is an absolute legend. But to summarize sales, really, all we're doing in the sales call, right, we're following a simple script, a question-based framework, so asking them questions. We're looking to identify where someone is, where they want to go, and what's stopping them from getting there. That is it. That is it. That is sales. So, for example, if someone comes on a call with me, they're an agency, they're making, let's say, 10K a month, right? So we ask them, cool, where are you guys right now? We're at 10K a month. What's your goal? We want to get to 100K a month. Perfect. So you want to go from 10K to 100K a month. Then I figure out what's stopping them from getting there. Okay? So in many cases, for agencies, it's more clients, right? So they want to go from 10K a month to 100K a month. The only thing stopping them from getting there is signing more clients. That's it. Okay? And now there will be additional details like, why are you not signing enough clients? We're not speaking to enough qualified prospects. We don't have a great offer. We can't stand out. All these other things. But this is the basics. So we figure out where they want to go, 100K, where they are, 10K, what's stopping them, more clients. And then all we want to do is position ourselves, our business, your business, as the best solution for bridging this gap. This is all we're doing. So figure out, cool, at 10K, want to go to 100. The only thing stopping you is signing more clients. So why are you not signing more clients? Well, we're not speaking to enough people. Cool. So if we can build a system that allows you to systematically get in contact with your ideal prospects every single day, so that all you need to do is get onto calls and sell them, do you think you'll be able to scale? Do you think you'll be able to sign more clients? Absolutely. And this is obviously, exactly what we do for our clients. So if you want more info, just check the description. But this is it. This is the sales process. So this will obviously be the high-level overview, and we will go through this process with a script and just basic questioning. And if you want the script, I made a video on my actual script somewhere there in the channel if you just search Ethan Welby on the script. Otherwise, just leave a comment and I'll send it. But this is really the process, right? So what I want to go through now are the small details. And if you're a client, you will have access to the scripts in the resources section. So if you're watching this, it'll be there. But what I want to go through now are some high conversion habits, right? So these are like the small things that nobody talks about, but make a huge difference, right? And it seems so simple, it seems so straightforward, but I just want to go through each of them and in the hopes that you implement them. So the first one is genuinely smiling, right? It's that simple. So I see a lot of people that get onto calls and they see it as like this gladiator-like war situation where they have to like be super tense and super serious and like it's life or death. Meanwhile, on my calls, we're like making jokes, we're smiling, it's casual, it's a good time. And one of the best ways to build trust is to just smile, right? So when someone, when you're talking to someone and they say something, and they start smiling, smile back, right? When they give an answer, and they're cheerful, smile, keep it upbeat, keep it light, and the difference is huge if you start doing this, because energy is transferable, right? Even if it's via Zoom, even if it's on a call, people feel the energy that you put out. So if you are in a positive mood, if you are happy, you come onto the call, you smile, you say their name, you greet them, you're enthusiastic, people will genuinely feel that. And they will, either you will adopt their energy or they will adopt your energy. And if you are the one selling, you need them to adopt your energy, because your energy should be confident, it should be positive, it should be enthusiastic. And then if they can adopt your energy, then that's pretty much the sale, because then they'll want to sign up. They'll adopt your confidence in the product, in the service, and they'll become a client. Secondly, you never ever want to interrupt someone, right? So if you ask a question, right, you ask them, cool, so I understand you're at 10K a month. Tell me, what's your goal in 12 months? And they start saying, yeah, well, when I started the agency, I thought I'd be at 30K, but I actually want to get to 100K. So in this, I did this, and then, I tried this outreach method, and the thing is, people, when you ask people questions in sales calls, they will go on the craziest tangents. They will talk about the most random things and tell you their whole life story. But this is good, because they're giving you the information that you want. You need this information to determine whether you can help someone or not. So by them giving this information, it's useful. But the last thing that you want to do is interrupt them. Because if they start saying, yeah, well, I was at 30K, and then I wanted to get to this, and you say, oh, 30K, why do you want to get 30K? So he was like halfway through this thought, and now he has to go through this thought, and now he's like confused. And don't do it. So we want them to say their entire thought. We want to hear their entire thought. They want to get everything out, okay? Because every single piece of information that they give is useful. So you just want to sit back, take notes. I always take notes on the calls, whether that's, I type it in like Apple Notes. You can write it down wherever you want to do it. But listen to them, let them say everything that they want to say, and then you can speak. But what I see a lot of people doing is the prospect will be through what, they'll be saying the words, and then the person selling, even they're not necessarily interrupting. They're not stopping the client or stopping the prospect from speaking. That's the worst you can do. But another level of this is just saying like, oh yes, I see. Even that is an interruption. So if they're saying something and they're speaking, and then they hear on the other side of the call, oh yes, yeah, that makes sense. It also gets them to pause and like, oh, are you saying something? They're like, no, I'm not saying anything. Okay, then I carry on. So don't even say like, yes, oh, I see, yeah, that makes sense, yeah, that makes sense. Like that, don't do that. Like literally just sit quiet, smile, nod your head, and just let them speak. Right? The third one is repeat back what they say. So this one, I notice a lot on client calls where they would ask a question. But they wouldn't acknowledge the answer. So if I asked, what's your goal? 100K a month, or they tell me 100K a month, and then I just move on to the next question, the prospect has no idea because if they gave me this whole long answer, if I don't repeat back what they say or even acknowledge what they say, they don't know if I understand them or not. And the goal for the sales call is to make the prospect feel understood. Because if someone feels understood, the likelihood of them buying will be exponentially higher. Because if they feel understood, they know that you understand their problems. And if you understand their problems, you will understand the solution. So repeating back what someone says is extremely, extremely useful. And the way you do this is that simple, right? So they say, if I ask them what's stopping them from getting to 100K, and they say, yeah, well, we need more clients, and I don't think we have enough people in the pipeline, and it's pretty unpredictable, and yeah, I don't really have the time. So instead of me moving to the next question, what I always want to do is say, perfect, so just so I know I heard you correctly, the only thing stopping you from getting to 100K is signing more clients. And what's stopping you from signing more clients is that you're not speaking to enough people on a daily basis. But the problem is you don't have enough time to do this because, you're the founder, you're the CEO, you're doing other things. So you don't have enough time to do this. So if you just had a systematic way to get in contact with your ideal prospect on a daily basis and it was done for you, do you think you'd be able to get to 100K? Then they'll be like, yeah, exactly that. That's perfect. And this genuinely happens on my calls because people are like, you just articulated my situation back to me better than I knew it, better than they could say it, because I just understand them so well. But they'll never know that you understand them unless you actually explain it back to them. And honestly, try this. If you want to try this out, don't even do it in a sales call. Do it in a sales call, but try it out when just having a conversation with someone else in person, and let me know how it goes. So if someone tells you something that happened, literally just repeat back the last few words that they said, and they're going to tell you more. It's it's a way to prolong a conversation very well, because people love talking. People love talking, and if you just repeat back what they said, they're going to say even more. So if someone came to you and they were like, yeah, man, I just went on this holiday last week. And you're like, you went on this holiday last week? They're like, yeah, man, I went to Switzerland and I was skiing and stuff. And I was doing all these things. And I was like, oh, you're skiing? Like, yeah, man, I was skiing and I went down the slope. People would just go on forever. And it's funny because you can literally just keep doing this and they will keep talking. Right? I've tried this and it's pretty funny. So same on sales calls. I know I went on a tangent there, but repeat back what they say to show that you understand them and that you understand their problems. Always repeat back the problems and their desires. And then finally, don't rush. Okay? So this encapsulates all the others as well. So if you're interrupting them, if you're not repeating back, if you're just moving on to the next question without consideration of whether they feel understood or not, they're going to feel rushed. They're going to feel like you don't even care, that you don't really care. So another problem with rushing is that you need the information, right? The information that they give is literally what you're using to make the sale. So by rushing, by just trying to get through it as fast as possible, you're actually harming the sales process. So again, make sure you've scheduled at least 45 minutes for this call. In my cases, they never go longer than 30 minutes, but I always schedule 45 minutes in the calendar for these events, just so that in the worst case, even if it went over, I still wouldn't panic. I still wouldn't have to rush anything because I know that there's this buffer period afterwards. So my events are 30 minutes long, like you can see over here. My events are 30 minutes long, but I added an extra buffer of 15 minutes on these events so that, like I said, there's that space because you need the information. And in a lot of cases, prospects are just going to speak for a long, long time, and we don't want to interrupt them. We want to repeat back, so we need time to actually do this. And by doing this, I can guarantee you, you will make more sales. Like, I have zero doubt at all that this will happen, because these are, if you follow this framework and implement just one or two of these habits, you will do incredibly well. Okay?